Hi, it's Arlie, and I'm going to show you my pretty much finished March dori, which is like a traveler's notebook that I use for journaling, and then my setup for April. I kind of went to town on the April one because the ink that I was using for rubber stamping showed through, so I just dealt with it. So, by the way, this is a cork traveler's notebook cover. I'm trying to see. So there's gold. Can you see the gold sparkles? It's amazing. And cork feels like leather. I don't know if it gets worn out the same way, but I'm a fairly new vegetarian, and I'm trying to not consume, animal products as much. So I encourage you to try to find cork products over leather. So I'm going to pull these out and show them to you individually. March is my birthday month, and so I try to indulge myself as best I can. Lots of purple stickers and do whatever I want. So this was the actual, sometimes I use older dories because as the former designer for Coco Daisy, it was part of my payment that I got copies of everything. But this time I actually got the current copy, I don't know if they write the year inside the back anymore, but the 2022 March product. So a few things. One is I like to clip the corners off as I go. This was in the way, so I had to sort of skip over it, but it helps me go right to today, which today is Thursday the 31st. I tend to write my journaling the next day, so I wrote this last night, and then probably tonight or tomorrow morning I'll fill up this page. Maybe it's not a big deal if I don't. It's not that you've heard me say this. There's no planner police. It's not a big deal if you leave a page blank. So what I do is I pull the staples out using tweezers, and then I can never find the center. I have been using embroidery thread to attach a cover, different cover, patterned paper. This time I just did it super easy, just one single stitch, but you can go through the staple holes and then add one in the center if you feel like you need extra. Also, if you feel like you need extra oomph, before you attach this, you can add a piece of washi tape down the center, and use your needle to poke holes through it, and it adds strength that you can't see because it's inside. And then you can also add a piece of tape on the outside if you feel like, if you open and close it 100 times, you might need to have a little extra strength. But I tend to leave this up here, almost like an appointment book on a desk. I leave it up in my art studio, and I don't carry it around with me. So while it's open and before I do the embroidery, I've been doing these calendar page, and you could watch the setup for this, but I've figured out that it's better. So you divide by 8, use this, divide by 8, and then round it down to a size that's reasonable. Don't try to make your columns 1 inch 0.37 or something. Just go round it down to something easy like 1.25, and then measure from here and go this way, measure from here and go this way, and that way these two center Wednesday and Thursday, or if you're a Monday start, then it would be Thursday and Friday, would be a little wider, which makes sense because you've got this string here, so it's annoying to write against the string. So you measure by 8, round it down, do 4 columns this way, 4 columns this way, and then I always make this mistake when you're drawing it out in ink. Don't draw all the way to which I did here. Don't draw it all the way out. You might want to put something there to remind yourself to only draw the 7, because then you can use this last column for artwork, or you could use it for notes, but still you don't want this line to go across. So anyway, so that's how I set this up. And then I do my sewing, and then I number the pages. I just went through my stuff and just grabbed whatever number stickers. I forgot what these are. They're sparkly. So I just thought I'm just gonna play and have fun and let it be very mixed up. I love mixed up. I don't really like things that match. I like to fill open spaces, open spots on the pages. I guess it could be a spage, with washi and stickers and my own photos. And I love labels. I just love them. And I like anytime I get a sheet of them, I try to make sure there's one nearby so that I can just really quickly, and if I mess it up, not a big deal, I just don't use it, or I throw it away and use a different one. And I think it makes it look neat to have a label. And I'm just gonna flip through here. I like die cuts that stick off the page. I was having some stapler issues. So this is my old one that is broken. I'm not quite sure what to do with it. Luckily at the time I bought two, so now I'm using my other one. This is called a tiny fastener. Oh, sorry, Tiny Attacher by Tim Holtz. And I love it. But I guess when that other one finally dies, I'll have to either find the same thing again or move into regular staples. But I don't know if you can see, they're tiny. But see how it tore this page up. This is right when I was realizing it was broken. So anyway, I like things sticking off the side. I like putting things in that have nothing to do with, I did not see a goose that day or a butterfly, but I had room and I thought it looked pretty. So, you know, things don't have to match and line up. This is for you. You do what you want. It's the year of the tiger, but I just happened to have the tiger stamp sitting here and it fit perfectly in this block. So I put it there. It's just not a big deal. You really, when you're watching the way that other people do their planners and stuff, you almost feel like things have to match and things have to be a certain way. And I invite you to look at that part of yourself and see if you can let it go. Maybe come up with a general color scheme if that makes you feel good. So, you know, if you're using a Cocoa Daisy product, the palette is printed out for you right on the first page. So you can say, as long as it fits in this palette, I will add it. But look, there's yellow. Yellow doesn't fit, isn't one of these, and this red isn't one of these, but it still goes, because once you kind of have a foundation, then you can add the other little things on top and they don't have to match, the little tiny extras. I don't have it next to me, but I use a Uniball Signo white pen as whiteout to fix my, well, they're not typos, they're right-os. Sometimes I mess up. Well, actually, I mess up a lot. It's not a big deal, but sometimes I feel like it changes the actual meaning of the word. So, like here, I just cross it out. But I'll just go over the letter with my white pen, just so that you don't, when you're reading it, you don't have to try to figure out what I meant. Blank space is okay. More tiger stamps. See, it was just sitting there and I might have been on the phone or waiting for something and I just went for it. Before and after haircut. I was at the dentist's office and they sent me out to the car while they created my crown, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna write. And so if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I write notes to myself. I text myself notes. And so I filled this whole page with things that I have texted myself over the last couple of months. So that was really cathartic. It really helped me think through some things. Some pictures. I found a dog and found the owner and reunited, and we played pool. So this is today, and I will write this later. Sorry, my throat is scratchy. I'm trying to hold back from clearing my throat. So that's this. I will pull this off, this pen holder, and use it another time with different adhesive, because now I've used up this adhesive, and I'll probably just use my ATG for that. So that's March finished, flip through. Here is April. I'm going to pull it out because it's kind of easier to flip through it. I am committing to doing art every day in April. And this is the distillation of that page that I just showed you from the notes from my text messages. So these are kind of rules of the game, and these are ideas for if I can't think of what to do. And then I like the ones that have the pocket here, because then I already know these all match. And then another thing that I have here, I keep my die cuts in a little clear acrylic drawer thing. I forgot who made it, but I kind of do it by color. So this is my red and pink drawer, and a lot of it already is the theme. Well, you'll see, it's the cherry blossom and origami bird theme. So I took the cover off, and oh, I want to show you another thing. Let's see if I can, I'm going to insert a photo right here, and I want you to see that there are 2 Cocoa Daisy shipping boxes, and one of them is the one that's going out, which is March, and one is the page that's coming in, which is April. And that's how I do it. As March ends, I will go through the March box and put everything away and clean it out and empty it out in preparation for May. And then April will fill up, and then the same thing. And then that way, it's kind of almost like a laundry basket. So this paper is left over from March, and this is an older April dori, and the numbers didn't match up, so I used some of the number stickers that came with a different kit that kind of matched. But you know me, I like when things are mixed up in a lot of colors, so it's okay with me that it doesn't match, and that's how I like it, and this book is for me. So I took the staples out and added the thread, but before I did that, I drew out this page. Anyway, the joke for me is I always screw something up on this page, so that's what that is. So I love doing this page. It really, it's everything I need. It's, it helps me keep track of the dates. I can keep track of the weather, appointments, birthdays. I like one thing that I can't do on my Google Calendar or Apple Calendar is drawing a line. If you're going on vacation, I love being able to draw a line. And also I like crossing days off. It's just a really satisfying thing for me. So this page gives me a lot of satisfaction. So I went through, I do hand-carved stamps, and I went through and stamped, but I used ink that was too wet, and it soaked through. So then I had to kind of deal with that. So you can see in a couple places I didn't deal with it. So first I went through and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to continue and let it be, and I'll figure it out. So every day I did the date and a number. Then I went back through with Cocoa Daisy bird stamps and stamped some of my favorites. Just because, well, I guess because spring is kind of a bird theme to me. Springtime is birds. And then I went through with washi. And actually this one is a painting I did. Then I scanned it in. Then I printed it on sticker paper, and I'm using it like washi. So I just stuck washi over some of the pages, the places that I felt that would bother me. And also I added in a little bit of this ephemera color, let's see, to tone it down, because things get a little too bright sometimes. And also I give myself permission to do things upside down, because this is text as decoration, not as text. Once these pages are filled with stickers, maybe die cuts hanging off the side, you won't really notice these smudges, or maybe they'll just become part of the deal. Let's see. So here, this really soaked through, so I added a grouping here. Let's see, like, I'm not going to stick anything on, but, you know. It makes it a grouping of washi like this is kind of fun to play with. So I did that. So I just sort of went through and did that. Then the next thing is, in my art life, I'm trying to do a daily art. And I thought I need a place to track that. I was keeping track of it in this vision book that I have. If you watch another video, I think it'd be the video before this, you'll see that I've changed my vision book so that I'm going to combine some of my tracking into this book, my journaling, and I want a space that's dedicated to that, so I can say how, I'm calling it arting, how I arted today. And so this is a stamp by Katie, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Petite. It's a stamp that I got like in the dollar bin at Michael's many, many years ago. This one and this one, the round one. And so I stamped it on sticker paper, fussy cutted it, which means I cut around it with scissors, and then I put them on many of the pages, not every page. So I still have a couple places that need rescuing in terms of the ink showing through. And so that's why I have this out, and I'll go through and, you know, add things. Let's see what would fit there. I do have a bird, but I don't want to put a bird on top of a bird. Maybe. I have a bird. See, I have a bird. I guess I could just put a bird on top. No, not like that. Anyway, so that's where I am in the process. And usually what I do is when I have like an extra half hour and I'm watching the TV or something, I'll just go through. Or I'll just leave it. I don't really care. So that's what I did. I added little doodads. I just added this right before making the video. It's a die cut. I added in things from that I know, I already know will be happening, different appointments, but I still work in pencil here. I wouldn't add anything in pen until it has already happened, because this is, I actually do use this for planning, and I like pencil for planning. So blah, blah, blah. This is from IKEA, this wonderful bird washi. It's fantastic. So just on purpose, I didn't match up any of the fonts. Nothing matches. And I thought, at first I thought I would have it stick out the top. I'd do fry sat. But I realized I didn't want to take the time to line it up like that. So I only did it on these two pages, and then I decided I'm not going to do that. So. And then as the month progresses, I will cut off the top corner, because that's what I like to do, to flip to the current date. So that's it. That's my setup. I hope it gives you some ideas. I like to put a sticker on the front so I know which is the front when I have it like this. I have to put the year on it, because I've been doing this so many years that I was getting confused looking through my stuff, which ones went with which year. So I've started putting the month and the year on the front immediately. So I need to do that. And that's it. So I hope that gave you some ideas. Sorry for my scratchy throat. So that's it. And thanks for watching. Bye.